Well, hi gang, I'm back in the shop, and as you can see, I filled my shadow box up. So what I've done here is I just went and took a walk through a little forest that's by my parents' house, and found things in that forest to fill my shadow box with. And some of the things are good and some are not. If you look at that green leafy material in this container there, that is going to turn brown after it's been in there a little bit. But the reason I'm using it is because this is the exact same materials that I put in my shadow box when I was a seventh grader, for better or worse. So I've kind of reproduced all these years later, the 40 years later, the exact same shadow box. Of course, it's blue instead of brown, but that's kind of fun. So what I've done is I've cut up pieces here and made sure everything fit. I also took my glass and kind of stuffed it down on there to make sure the pine cones would clear and that nothing would hold the glass up. I ended up actually, if you look really carefully, I took some of the pine cones, flipped them over, and cut the backs of them off so they're flat across the back so that everything will fit in here. And now I'm ready to put my glass and trim on. So what I'm going to do is real carefully, without touching the glass, I am going to peel the sticker off of each side. So I'm going to get that side started, and I'm going to get this side started. So you can see there's a piece of plexiglass in there. And I'm going to hold it like this. If your hands aren't big enough to hold it like this, put it up against your chest and then put your finger on it like this, and that'll hold it for you. And so what I'm going to do is, without touching this, because what I don't want is a fingerprint on the inside here, right? Because then you'd see that fingerprint forever and ever. So I'm going to really carefully, without touching it, pull that paper off, okay? And once that's down, we're in pretty good shape. Because now that it's down, it doesn't matter if I get fingerprints on this side, right? Because I can always wash this with a little window cleaner after I'm done. But if I get them on the bottom side, they're there forever. And every time somebody looks at it, they're going to go, hey, there's a fingerprint that needs to be washed off. And you'll have to say, oh, it's on the inside. All right, so there's my glass on my box, okay? And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trim. And as I told you, I'm going to look for the dots. So I got to find the dots. And there's a dot there. Oh, no. The dot's here. I just want to double check my work here, make sure I got this all correct. And so I'm going to start on the side that has two dividers. And I am going to stick this down nice and flat. And you got to be careful. That feels too tight. Maybe I don't have it in the right place. Let me pull that one out. Let me check it over here. Maybe that goes there. Nope, I had it in the right place. It's just crazy tight. So when I put this in, I'm going to put one corner in, and I'm going to slide it. Now, when you do this, you got to be careful. If you look here, see how this is way down and that one's all the way up? That means it's bowed and it's crooked, and we don't want that. So I'm going to pull that out and redo it. And if I had a putty knife, that's what I would use to pull that out with. But I don't have a putty knife handy, and I don't want you to have to sit while the video runs. Okay. And I'm just going to keep working this until I get it in there nice and straight. Okay. And to tell you the truth, this one is too long. I can tell. I must have forced it in there the other day. Just a little bit too hard. And again, we want them to snap in. Oh, that's better. That might be a little loose now. We'll see. Okay. And then this side, this one snaps in here. Oh, that looks good. And see how the gap is kind of consistent all the way there? And look at this one. I sanded it. It was too tight before, and I sanded just a little bit, and now it's too loose. So what I'm going to do, which is cheating, I have a little bottle of glue here. And I don't even know what the heck this glue... It says it'll glue most anything. So I'm going to put just a tiny drop. And when I say tiny drop, I mean just a oochie scoochie bit. Just a drop there, maybe a drop there, a drop there, and a drop there. So I don't know if you can see those drops, but they are small, okay? Because I don't want them to ooze out and be visible. So I'm going to put that in there, hold it in place, and then I'm going to take my three dot piece and squeeze it in. Give that a little push. Ooh, that looks good. And I don't think it needs any glue. It's nice and tight. I didn't do a great job. See how it's bowing down now? So I might have to pull that out and tweak that just a little bit. And then this one, same thing. I'm just going to be real careful to push it in nice and even if at all possible. And that feels really crazy tight too. Watch, I'm going to sand too much off of it. It's not going to fit. So be patient doing this. It's not a race. I'm hustling because of the video, but see how this goes down now? I don't like that. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get it all squared away, and then I'll restart the video for you, okay? So I'm going to put you on pause for a second. All right, gang, I'm back. So I got my trim put in. I got it all nice and even. I did put a couple drops of glue underneath this piece and that piece just to be on the safe side to hold it. And so now I am done. I'm going to let my box, I'm just going to let that glue dry for a little bit. I'm not going to mess with it. Just going to keep it sitting there. And that, my friends, is a completed shadow box. It's done. It's finished. It's complete. My next step now is to get a little glass cleaner. I'm going to clean that glass off after the glue dries around that trim. And again, if you do a good job with that trim, you won't have to glue it. But being your first time, you may have to put a couple drops of some kind of glue under there. Any kind of epoxy or super glue. I wouldn't use rubber cement. I don't know that Elmer's glue will stick to the wood if you use polyurethane, but if you don't polyurethane your box, Elmer's or wood glue would do just fine. And so now I have this beautiful box that I am going to let dry. And then I think I'm going to give this to my parents because, like I said, it matches the box that I made all those years ago. And so I tried not to use any tools on this box that you don't have at home or that you don't have access to. I didn't use any of my fancy woodworking tools here in the shop. I didn't use nail guns or power sanders and all that good stuff. So hopefully your shadow box turns out good. If you cut your trim and it's a little too small and you don't have any glue, go ahead and put the trim in, take a picture of it, and submit that for your grade. And then one day when you come, maybe when you come to clean out your lockers, we can work out a way that you could drop it off at the doors of the shop. And if I'm there, I can nail it for you. And then you can pick it up on your way out the door with your stuff. We'll figure something out. So if you have trim problems, email me and let me know. But this is what my shadow box looks like when it's complete. And I'm pretty happy with it. So to turn it in, I'm going to take some pictures of it from several angles. I'm going to take a picture of it with my face. I want to see your face in one of the pictures with your box. I always think those are fun pictures. And hopefully you'll be proud of the work you did and it'll look amazing. You're always going to see the mistakes. Whenever I look at my projects, I always notice my mistakes. Don't focus on those. But remember what I was saying about when people look at your shadow box, what they're going to really notice is the stuff that's inside much more than the construction of the box. And so I hope your box turned out great. There will be directions coming on how to submit it for a grade. All right. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.